Hello everyone, today we have an interesting build in Devil Dino Collector. It's a build that's always around, but not always necessarily relevant. Right now, there's a couple of things that this deck has going for it. It has a consistently high power output with things like Devil Dino, Collector, Angela, Kitty Pryde. It also has the ability to have several counter cards built in because of the extra resources that you generate through cards like Agent Coulson or Nick Fury. You don't have to rely so much on everything that's in your deck, and so you have more room for counter tools. So we're talking the Killmonger, Shadow King, and Shang-Chi. Right now, Shadow King stocks are just ridiculous with how much Shuri's running around, with Deadpool, with Kraven. The Kraven buff deck, it can be offset back to 2, which makes their high roll much less consistent and much harder to calculate, giving you a better chance to swing that back in your favor. Same thing with the other common Brood into Absorbing Man Forge deck. You can offset that power output and just do a lot of really big things as a result. And so Shadow King stocks are just absolutely phenomenal. He does a really good job in this deck. He's not going to be useful every single game, but he can absolutely give you a win against certain matches in certain scenarios. And then in addition to that, we also have the ability to have that surprise factor. Agent Coulson a lot of times is going to give really good resources. Nick Fury can sometimes give you just what you need to be able to find a win. And so we have several ways to surprise the opponent, making it a little bit harder for them to read exactly what we're going to do in any given game. And you will notice that in this infinite run, instead of 5 battles, we're doing 4. I queued up with the wrong deck, and although we won, it was not what I was intending to showcase. And so we are going to be showcasing only 4 rounds instead of the 5. And so with the brief introduction out of the way, let's go ahead and jump into a couple of games. Thank you guys as always for being here. I hope you guys enjoy. Depending on what kind of deck this is, it looks like just a standard Silver Surfer maybe. And so a couple of things we could do here. By doing Angela, we drop initiative. And so we could, because they're going to be doing a Silver Surfer here. I think this is going to be our play. Now this is very, this is a very specific read on Silver Surfer, which everything that they've played really supports that line. We're going to let the Silver Surfer go crazy. Crazy enough to 2, 4, 6, 8. Everything becomes within Shang-Chi range in the left. Shadow King wins us mid in the Bar Sinister, and we just give away Dream Dimension. Super weird line, but I think it wins by us managing priority last turn. So let's go ahead and hope that they go with what we think. This is a gut read. It's either like an all or nothing here. It's a very big gut read of what they're going to be playing, and the Silver Surfer was the correct read. We do get the correct line. By allowing them to win Asgard, we make sure that they have that resource, and that is going to be a big middle location. It's going to be a big 8 cubes back in our favor, unless I did my math poorly, which has happened before. It can happen. Shadow King solos Bar Sinister. Shang-Chi is going to solo Asgard, and just like that, we are 8 cubes up from that kind of surprise tech play. We didn't even have to lean into the Devil Dino, because this deck has a lot of flexible ways to push that big power. And so now the opponent is down very much, very early. And we do end up getting the round 1 retreat. And so that is going to be some of the surprising power that this deck provides. Let's go ahead and jump into battle number 3, battle number 2 for the video. The first one I beat with Silver Surfer. Oops. Next up we have El Momo. The first location is Bar with no name, so we have to be very careful about what the opponent plays, because if they're running a Legion, that could solo us right there. So we have to be very mindful of that potential. So the Quinjet comes down. We have our Killmonger. So if we could grab initiative this turn, we could skip, but I'm going to play it safe. Do we want to play it safe? We go for the 50-50 collector flip and hope that they don't have armor. It's risky though. Risky business. All right, let's go ahead and skip. If I could have made sure that I had initiative after playing a card, then we could have made sure that we could have got Killmonger off before like an armor or something similar came down. Since we didn't have that line, we wanted to go with something a little bit different. And so we wanted to play it safe rather than sorry. So we're going against a Quinjet collector deck. I'm assuming this is a full-on collector deck. And so they probably have the same kind of counter plays or counter measures that we do. And so we want to be mindful of our priority. Priority is going to be, I think, a big piece of making sure we win this matchup. Let's go ahead and go with Collector and Mirage. We're going to do both into Mojo World. That should grab us initiative there. We're very afraid. Ooh, okay, so Mirage is not going to pull anything. The Cosmo is now locked in place. Legion in Bar with No Name is always scary. Always a very formidable line that we have to look out for if the opponent, feels like they've been beaten. The Coulson, I don't know. It's risky with Bar with No Name over there because if they have a way to change a location, we may be just kind of jumping into our doom, which it feels bad. Let's go ahead and go with it. Let's see what they play. All right, so they play one card in the Collapsed Mines. We have our Cosmo. Captain Marvel is interesting. Okay. How do we want to navigate this last turn? Quinjets, it is what it is. It's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. With the Captain Marvel, though, let's see. Was this in their deck? No. That was from Agent Coulson. This is the highest power output we could do. They could fly over into this lane. They could have Killmonger. I'm going to see it play out. We're not going to snap back. Oh, they do have the Legion, right? We knew about it from the start. Captain Marvel can move to help make sure they don't lose. That's such a frustrating experience when you don't know if Legion is in the deck. And the Quinjet Cosmo Agent Coulson, that's not a typical Legion deck either. So like there's a few really big heavy hitters for Legion. We knew that was a potential play, and that's why I didn't play that one more aggressively. It's frustrating, yes, but it is part of it. It's part of that card existing, unfortunately. We couldn't play cards over there. So like our Cosmo, we couldn't curb it over in that location to stop them from being able to do that. It just is what it is. Unfortunate. Unfortunate, yes, but it is what it is. So we have Collector, we have Agent Coulson here. They do get their Zabu down. I'm curious what else is in their deck. Because they have some pretty decent lines. Let's go Angela, Kitty Pryde. We could do Agent Coulson, but I think we maybe buff up the Angela a little bit. We play the Kitty Pryde. That's helping our Collector every turn. And we're just getting kind of residual value that way. The armor comes down, so everything is protected over here. If they do something really big, we can always try to offset it with Shadow King. That would still trigger, and they may think that they were safe. But I'm thinking with the Collector and Angela, we should be okay-ish in this lane. They could do a Cosmo. We look out for Cosmos now. I'm going to do Agent Coulson into Strange Academy. As long as it goes off, we go back up to 6 cards. We can still draw. Kitty Pryde can still pull back in. So they have the Agent Coulson and a 1 cost. So they have Cord. Interesting. Definitely an interesting cook that El Momo is running here. Sentry is decent. If they throw it on Cosmo, then Sentry can be huge value for us. Doesn't have to be, or we could throw down the Cosmo. I almost want to do something like Vision. Vision allows us the flexibility on the last turn to do like a Devil Dino, Kitty Pryde, and also move a card into the Vision lane. I think we're gonna do that. That's what we're gonna lock in. Vision from Coulson's kind of nice here. We need to play it. Oh, we snapped too late. The snap isn't gonna go through before everything is said and done. Their Devil Dino comes down. I'm hoping that it goes into Machine World and not into this middle location. It does go into Machine World. And so now we have a little bit of potential flex room. Something like this. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Gonna be 13 power here. They have initiative. They have initiative this turn, which is wild. Let's do this. I think leaving the Vision as is a perfect play. We make sure that this is capped out. This lane's pretty decently viable. This lane becomes really decently viable as well. Let's go ahead and lock it in. I wish our snap would have went through last turn. Unfortunately, it did not. We only got 1 cube there instead of the 2 or 4 that we could have. All right, jumping into round number 3. They got us with the Legion play, and now we're gonna come back with a vengeance. We don't want any business with their rude plays. So I think we're going to go, instead of Kitty Pryde here, I think we're going to go Mirage or Collector. We draw a 1-cost card. So let's go Mirage. If they don't do all of their 1-cost cards, we could do Rock, Kitty Pryde, 1-cost card from Mirage next turn. Maybe. That's a possibility. Ooh, they go Armor. Beautiful. So we know that they had a 1-cost card. So Quinjet is likely the recipient of this buff, which is beautiful. Let's go with the all-out 1-cost cards. Let's snap early. Let's snap often. Let's snap aggressively. They will get the free raft resource as well. We get the benefit of having Kitty Pryde to pull back in, so we can continue impacting the raft location later. Ooh, they don't get the raft resource. Oh my goodness. And we have the free Spectrum now that we can use multiple times in cloning vats. That is about to go crazy. Let's go Collector. Let's go Kitty Pryde. Let's go Spectrum. That's going to keep everything really, really full here. From there, maybe we go just Devil Dino on the next turn. I don't know. We're sitting really, really well here. The Rock Slide, they probably have Hawk. Ooh, so Legion being added into just the Rocks and Hawks and like Devil Dino. They could have Mystique, but I think we're okay. So we have the Spectrum that's just going to go crazy on buffing up our cards, and it's a free 5 every single turn. Let's do this number. Spectrum's going to buff the Devil Dino, making that lane just treacherous. We don't know if they have... They could have a Super Scroll, I guess. Super Scroll would be scary. Otherwise, I think we're okay. Their Hawk is going to be pretty big, because they're going to have another Rock Slide. Oof. Yeah, their Hawk's going to be really, really big. Because we're not allowing ourselves to draw very often. This turn we will, but we skipped last turn. The Devil Dino in cloning vats. Could we get like a, I don't know, Shang-Chi? Nah. No such luck here. So they have another Devil Dino that they can use. No Zabu on the board. I don't know how to navigate this turn. We need a big play over here. I think we lose this one. I couldn't think of a way to win the right lane, unfortunately. So we're going to go throw Zabu down. We're going to do the Spectrum to buff this lane a bit, but I don't know that it's enough. Had we went with one of our other lines, we may have had a win here. The Mystique is big. The Mystique is very scary. I wanted to go Cosmo into mid, and that would have won it for us. But instead, it's going to be very, very close, and we do hold down the win just barely. But there were so many ways that was a misplay. The Cosmo could have helped us a lot. But we got very fortunate. We got very lucky, and we will take it. The Spectrum was a hard carry there. Look at that 10 power Quinjet. All right, so going into round number 4, Jotunheim is a location for sure. Probably a location where we drop a card on the last turn of the game. Org coming down. I know that they have to have Hawk in their deck, but we're hoping that we can, we have more tech-heavy cards. So the Shadow King doesn't give us value in this game, but it could. The Mirage is decent. You could replace it for Armor. You could replace it for Cable or Sentinel. All would be perfectly fine. Wait, the Legion that they played on game number 1 wasn't even in their deck. They got it from Agent Coulson. I just now realized because it's not showing up in the tracker. Huge value. Oh my gosh. Okay, let's go Collector. Let's go Kitty Pryde. Next turn, it's going to be a Coulson and Kitty Pryde. And it's a good thing we didn't use any on reveals here. And so we are protected. Our Angela's protected. Our Collector's protected. Great, great, great. And so now we need to do something like this. Go ahead and snap on it. The Coulson in Savage Land is fine. We can always go Killmonger to free up additional space if we want. We're going to continue bumping up the Collector, bumping up the Angela every single round, making it really difficult for them to win. And so, oh man, I cannot believe the Coulson did that to us. Or the Coulson for them did that to us last time. Stegron is honestly decent here. We can go Devil Dino into Limbo, but that seems like a lot of overkill. Seems like an awful lot of overkill. We may just go Stegron and Kitty Pryde. Stegron's not going to hit anything because of the Cosmo. It's fine. I think the Devil Dino is going to be the competition for us in Jotunheim. And so I think this is okay. Depending on what they got from Nick Fury, we have to be cautious of a potential Galactus. Galactus could be... Wactus. I don't know. Let's go Devil Dino. Let's go Kitty Pryde. We're going to continue to bump up this location. And we'll see. We'll see. They have a Devil Dino, a big Devil Dino in in Limbo. We always have to worry about the Galactus, and so we are going to respect it. It's not an ideal play. The Devil Dino gives them a lot of very specific information in the Jotunheim lane, but it is what it is. I mean, this is not bad, right? Not good either, but it's not bad. This is what we're going to go with. Cosmo, in case they go a Shang-Chi. They did not. Unfortunate. Hoping that we can just win the middle location with the value from Collector, the value from Kitty Pryde, the value from Angela. If they have a Hawk as well, it may not be, but we have a lot of power in Limbo. The She-Hulk comes down as well. The She-Hulk not starting in her deck, but coming in from Nick Fury, and we were able to hold it down with the power output. We lost the first round, then we had to collect ourselves before Collector could carry us the rest of the way. Zabu into Agent Coulson is nice. We got Rogue from Camp Lehi, which, knowing their deck, gives us some unique potential value. Let's go Zabu. We could go Coulson next turn. We could go, I don't know. We have a lot of lines we could go with. I think Coulson is the most opportune line for us. But Mirage has presented itself upon us. And so I think we go that instead. I don't think they fit any ongoings here, so I think we should be relatively safe. Quinjet is nice. Oh, into the what? Into the morph, which copies the Quinjet that we just stole from them. How rude. All right, let's go with this. It's the most raw power we can get in Kiln. And then we'll go from there. Let's see if they play away from that location they have. Not hitting something huge with their morph. They decided to play away from Kiln. I think that gives us a lot of value here. Crossbones being a 2-cost card is wild. We can do this. It clears up a little bit in the middle location. We're trying to grab initiative somewhere, so actually maybe Monster Island is the way. Let's do this. We're not going to use Rogue yet. I want to save that. If we have initiative, that's okay. If not, that's also okay, because then we can do, I don't know, maybe Crossbones, maybe Rogue, maybe Jane Foster. We have a couple of lines we can go with. Now, a Shang-Chi here is kind of... that is unfortunate for them that we got Rogue from Camp Lehi. We're going to be able to use this number. They can do a Mystique. They can do all of this other stuff. And it's going to be really unfortunate. All right, so this is 8 or this. Let's go with just the raw 8. Shang-Chi over here is tough, but I think with the Devil Dino Steel, it's enough. We'll see. They do split it. The Shang-Chi here is tough, but with the Rogue Steel, we may be able to split it. I don't know. We do at least tie in the left lane with just the Jane Foster, so it comes down to a point differential that helps us out a lot. Because, oh, never mind. Never mind. It's not even close. It's just that easy. We're going to go ahead and we will wrap up this round. We tie in the left lane. We win in mid and right. This deck is going to be all about being flexible and using the resources at hand. And with that win out of the way, let's jump into the next one. Next up, we have BNN. We have Collector for the Nexus. We don't have really any of our other big tech cards. We have Killmonger and Shang-Chi, Shadow King, but we don't know if those are going to be useful or not. Something that would be valuable here would be like a Cosmo, especially with the Wolverine dropping in here. Cosmo could give us a lot of ways to win. Shadow King actually could be another really good resource for us. Agent Coulson will allow us to continue drawing, which I think we want to do. We don't have our Devil Dino in hand. We could do Nick Fury, but I think the Agent Coulson is going to be the line for us. Let's go Agent Coulson. We'll generate additional cards. We're looking... Killmonger comes down is wild, okay? So the Drax, Jane Foster, nothing huge. Professor X could have also been really good there as an Agent Coulson resource. So we get the Cosmo, and we get the Snap. So Cosmo is going to come down, protect this lane. Since they haven't destroyed anything, I don't think they're going to be able to ramp and get their ideal lines going this this late in the game. And so we're going to Cosmo. That should allow us to just dominate from there. Oh, this is one of those builds. One of those builds. They haven't ramped, but now more than ever, we need to make sure that we win the Nexus. Reason. The reason we need... Oh, wait. They have initiative. Oh, no. My good friend. We just got. That's all she wrote for us. We can't... We did what we can do, and we can do no more. This may be me, like, spiraling. But they have Galactus. Galactus is going to be such a tough thing to overcome here. Let's go with this. Away from the Nexus. Which feels awful. But we're doing it anyways. Galactus, I'm hoping they do the Galactus in the Viper. Null.
Who they dig up this time?
Null was not what I was expecting. And especially Null into like anywhere other than the Nexus. Destroyer? 15 power Destroyer could go crazy here, right? Oh no, we gave them the keys. Leader? I may have been spiraling for no reason. We'll take the 2 cubes. Let's jump into the next round. All right, so we start with Collector. We start with Shang-Chi, which is going to be great in Gamma Lab. Now, what's not great about Gamma Lab and Shang-Chi is the Null. The Null prospect is tough. We lose our Kitty Pride. Lose our pride and soul, but we lose her. So the hub comes down, gives us Bishop. Not really anything to scream home about. I'm going to go Angela in the left lane. Maybe if we can outpace the number of Hulks that they get in the left lane, we can get extra value. Let's see. Cosmo could be decent. I'm going to do Coulson. I know that it makes us not be able to draw next turn. Oh, the Juggernaut. The Juggernaut from the hub is respectable. It's commendable. I don't like it, but it's... Gotta respect it, right? So Shang-Chi is just going to like print cubes in this left lane. But that powers up their Null in the process. I'm going to go Cosmo into... Oh, oh my goodness. That goes super hard. They go Venom and just absolutely bump up their Null to extreme proportions. Now, we can do a couple of things with that. We can save our Shang-Chi, and we can Shadow King. And that is nastiness. Okay, let's go ahead and snap on him. We may or may not be able to actually win this one, but I like the idea of offsetting their Venom with our Shadow King. If they're wanting to do something like an Arnold Zola, it's only going to be 3. So the death, okay, the death in the hub is big. But looking at their possible lines, we have to respect the Galactus, though. It's the scary thing. All right, the read comes down to do they have Null or not? Or do they have Galactus or not? Like, those are our read lines. Okay. So we wait long enough, thinking and deliberating, and they end up retreating for us. So the Shadow King, while not useful in last match, is going to be very very pivotal here. So if they go Shuri into Nimrod, we can offset their Nimrod so they're only 6 instead. We get a couple of cool ways to use it. Let's go Angela onto Necrosha. It is what it is. We have the Killmonger if we need it, but I doubt it. Wolverine goes pretty hard. Shuri's Lab also goes pretty heavy here. It will give us room for a Shang-Chi, but their Venoms can absolutely just pop off. So Yondu hits our Zabu. Better chance for us to draw into Cosmo by the end of the game. Same thing with Kitty Pride. Kitty Pride and Shuri's Lab just absolutely pops off. And so that's what we're hoping for. Atuma, ooh. Could Sandman be the play? Could it be the Sandy Man's time to shine? Tuma Matata. I don't know, we'll see. We're gonna do Nick Fury in the right lane. They go with Bucky Barnes in the Sacred Timeline. Interesting. Okay. We might get some... Can we steal the left lane away? It would come down to where Wolverine bounced if this was the case. Go Agent Cole, or we can go Sandman. The old Sandy Man himself. We could also go something simple like Devil Dino. And then that allows us to, on the last turn, do a Collector and a Shang-Chi. I think that's the safer line. It would have warmed my heart to go Sandman instead, but I don't think that was in our cards. And so Wolverine bounces into the right lane. We have the lead over there for now. How many cards have been destroyed? Only the 3. So they can't do Null and Death. They could do Death and Ooh. No. So 4 cards. Goes down to 4. Carnage. Do they have the Carnage? Death and Carnage is the line. Death here. Carnage here. It's a weird read, but this is what we're going with. This will leave us above... this will leave us above death range. Unless they just go null here, but I don't think that's what they're going to go with. My gut says they're going with a Carnage here. Death here, Carnage here. So far, so good. Shang-Chi. Oh, no. Okay, well, shoot. Just playing it normally. Doing the Shang-Chi that we had in the left lane. And then... doing the Shang-Chi in the left lane and then the Collector in Shuri's lab like we had planned on was the winning line. That was the winning play. But I overthought it. I thought they snapped into something much better than what they had. This overall is really weak. I played a suboptimal line thinking I had a good read. It's one of those things that you take a chance on. Sometimes you get outplayed. Sometimes you outplay yourself thinking either that the opponent's going to go one way or another. But it's one of the things that I like about Snap is that like those small decisions, those small real-time like thoughts can make or break whether you do well in a run, whether you do well over an extended period of time. And so it's, I don't know. I enjoy it. It can be frustrating, but I enjoy it for sure. So they do retreat here. We are down to 4. They're down to, I think, 6. So we're still in this, but any round could be the last one for us. We have our Cosmo here. I'm still waiting for Wanda. It's a Fairly Odd Parents joke for those of you that are new joining us. Collector in Mojo World is decent. I think it's hard for them to fill up the Mojo World location. And so I think we play a few low-cost cards there. Maybe Collector, Coulson. Maybe we end up going Zabu and a 2-cost card next turn. And then we can play from there. I think just in general, they have a tough time in Mojo World for sure. Carnage comes down. Wow. That's something. We could do Cosmo. That way nothing that they play over there impacts it. We could do Agent Coulson, but then we can't draw anything. I kind of want to draw Mirage or Kitty Pryde. So let's go Cosmo for now. It might be more beneficial to save it for a different time. Something a little bit more optimal, but I think it's fine. We do get our Mirage. So we can go Zabu for a huge discount. Mirage now. Nick Fury will be 2. Shang-Chi is 2. Everything is well. We want to try to stop them from getting very many key resources. We're going to go with Mirage. We could do Mirage much later if we thought they were going to get a lot of destruction. We could go with Mirage much later, but I think this is a more optimal time to do it. And so the Deathlock, they are looking to fill up Mojo World. So they're spending a lot of their early game over in the Mojo World location, interestingly enough. And so Shadow King is fine. We can go Devil Dino over there, but I don't think we need to or necessarily want to. Killmonger and Nicholas Fury would be pretty good. I almost want to fill up the left lane this turn, though. This allows us to buff up our Collector. I do like the idea of Null in Onslaught Citadel. That may not be our path, though. Let's go with this. I like the Agent Coulson a little bit better because of the Zabu. We're going to go with this line. Blue Marvel? I don't know. They've destroyed... What are they doing? They've destroyed nothing. Interesting. I think I'm going to do this. I think a Venom here is possible, or a Carnage. No, not a Carnage. Just a Venom is possible here, which would give them a lot of power in their Bucky Barnes. So we're going to do this number. Shang-Chi doesn't give us anything, but that's what we're going to lean in on. So they go left and mid. Agent Coulson's going to help us bump up our Collector. Hopefully 19 is enough. Yondu comes down. Venom comes down in mid. Wolverine can bounce wherever he pleases. We will win left. We will win right. Super weird game. Super weird game. I think the Cosmo, they were focused a little too heavily on competing for Mojo World that they didn't get to do any of their destroyed plan. take it. With that one, we put them down to 1 bar of health, and we're back in this. I thought we were out. I think we made a couple of misplays along the way. I thought we were out, but you always stick it out. You always play it. You try to maintain. You try to put your last game behind you. Play the game at hand, and sometimes you will be surprised. So Avengers Compound have the Nimrod. I have to believe that they're trying for maybe it's a Shuri for the Nimrod. It's a super weird include for the Nimrod. Mojo World again is craziness. They do have initiative here. I'm gonna go Cosmo and try to cut it off before it gets any footing. So if they go like a Wolverine, Yondu. Ooh, Yondu and Carnage here could go crazy. Yeah. Okay. What did they destroy on our end? I didn't even. The Angela. Okay. The Angela did not help their null. Didn't help their cause whatsoever. Let's go Collector Kitty Pryde. And then next turn we can always go Coulson Kitty Pryde, Fury Kitty Pryde. We're gonna have a lot of push in Mojo World, and I think they lost their minds going Shang-Chi on Curve. It's interesting for sure. Okay. That is something. All right. This stops us from drawing on turn number 6. And it gives us 6 cost resources, which without a Quinjet can be tough to use some games. So I think we're going to go this, and then we can always do a Nick Fury on the last turn to bump up our Collector. I think this is the line we go with. We'll see. We'll see what we get from Coulson. Nimrod, okay. Nimrod could be kind of scary with singular destruction, maybe? Double destruction? So this could be our play. They destroy once. That's 9 here. But if they 2, 4, 6, it's not a good winning line either. I'm gonna lock this in. It doesn't feel like a winning play. If they have the double destruction, this does not feel like a winning play. Because I think this goes back to 10 once Nimrod sets back over there. So they have the Deathlock. No, oh. All right. We could have beaten the 5 here with just our Kitty Pryde. Round number 7 being in. It's all or nothing, my friend. Sanctum Sanctorum is great for their Nimrod. Oh, you hate to see it. You hate to see a location that is gonna favor the opponent on the last all or nothing round. I mean, it is what it is. At this point, we've done our plays. We've tried our best. It is what it is. And so Atlantis, we played Kitty Pryde into mid just in case this is like deep space or something where we just don't want it to be. Where Island comes up, so let's go heavy here. We don't want to go too heavy where it's within Shang-Chi range because they have the Wolverine, the Nimrod that can all bounce over into the Sanctum Sanctorum, which is scary. We have our Devil Dino. We can offset any bonuses that they get. Okay, Wolverine is set in Sanctum Sanctorum. So we have to overcome both of these. Devil Dino could probably solo Atlantis. If we get something like a Cosmo, could give us quite a bit of benefit. We could also offset this lane with Shadow King if we needed to. We're going to double buff the Angela here. Okay, Bucky Barnes, Carnage. Does give them a pretty big push in Weir Island. Ours is a pretty big push too. We are within Shang-Chi range. Or we will be after this turn. It's a weird line, but this is what we're going with. Venom is big. They may have been wanting to lean into the Shang-Chi, but no such luck, my friend. Well, all comes down to this. Is this how we go out? 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11. Shang-Chi is dangerous, because if we Shang-Chi, then they could just be dropping a null. You stack them up, and sometimes they fall. Let's see. Devil Dino mid is big enough. The Kitty Pryde in the right lane is big enough, and we are able to hold down the win against BNN. That one made us sweat. That one made us sweat for sure. All right, and just like that, we are on the final battle. We're going to see if we can upgrade our Mech Devil Dino to the Infinite border. Let's jump in. All right, for our final match, we have Spandex. The Spandex itself. We start with Kitty Pryde, which is a nice card to have. They start with Deadpool, which is not a nice card to have, Spandex. We're going against another Destroy deck. Very, very common. Very beatable, but common nonetheless. I was going to try to Cosmo to stop the Deadpool from popping off. Yeah, let's still do it. Mirage would be miraculous at giving us the Deadpool. Absolutely. But it could also end up backfiring and end up allowing them to buff up a null a little bit further, get a deep discount on the death, those sorts of lines. So I'm going to go ahead and Cosmo in the left lane. They do have initiative, so maybe they destroy it this turn. Maybe they throw Bucky Barnes into Murder World. We'll see. Killmonger. Okay, so they have dropped the Killmonger play. Unfortunately, Spandex is going to have the Deadpool that he can use. We don't have armor in this build. You could honestly put one in if you wanted, but I like the idea of Shadow King. Shadow King is so cool. If they use the Deadpool and we don't have initiative, we can set it back to 1 and just giggle. Giggle maniacally all the way to the bank. I'm going to do this. Zabu, Kitty Pryde. They've already dropped Killmonger, so our Kitty Pryde is safe from any intrusions. The Shuri comes down. So surely they're not going to do a 2-power Kitty Pryde buff. Are they going Nimrod? If so, we still dodge initiative. So 6, 12, 12 extra in here, so 12, 18. So doing something like this wouldn't do it. I'll retreat out for the 1. I believe that they had a Nimrod and they had the double destruction. They haven't dropped any of their destroy cards yet, and so I think they were going to have that line. So it was going to be hard for us to overpower entirely, dropping like a Shang-Chi on the last turn to offset their venom, to offset their carnage. Yeah, so it was a gut read thing, and I think we made the proper call. So we're still figuring out the opponent's deck. Since this is the last one, we do want to play it both aggressive but cautious at the same time as we figure out what kind of cards they have. The Hood is interesting. Shuri, Nimrod, they have Hood as well. Curiouser and curiouser. Let's go with the Mirage. Let's hope that they don't drop their demon. That way we have a surprise 8-power demon to throw down their way. That's going to be the goal. We're going to go ahead and snap into it. Might as well. We have the Devil Dino in Onslaught Citadel, which is going to be massive. If we get Zabu over there as well, huge. We can have the Cosmo to block one of their lanes from those destruction triggers. So we could try to stop a Shuri here or here. X23 kind of goes crazy. A Beast. Beast bounce? What? That's wild. We can Beast bounce the Mirage. We're the bounce deck now. Kind of like the idea. We could also try to Cosmo in one of these lanes. We're looking for a Killmonger. If we draw a Killmonger, then this is absolutely a win. So we may get there. I don't know. We're gonna throw Mirage down. We're gonna throw Mirage down once again, and we'll see what we're gonna go fishing. We're gonna see what we pull. We could do like an Angela into a Collector. That way next turn we have a little bit more flexibility in our play path. Yeah, let's do it. Angela Collector kind of goes crazy. We're still wanting to draw into the Killmonger. Killmonger would be big. They do get the X23 that is going to be ramping them into that next turn. It's an interesting Spandex deck for sure. It's more of a Zoo or Flood. I don't know. Super interesting. But how do they do anything else in that right lane? X23 bounced over there. I'm going to do this. Zabu in the right lane, Cosmo in the left. Because they don't have another Killmonger. Death is huge. Oh, no. And we gave them the keys, the potential keys to the castle with the Cosmo. We can't Shang-Chi anymore. We can do this. That will help us win in the right lane. If they have something really screwy like a Blue Marvel, then we're probably toast here. Otherwise, I think we're okay. Super interesting cook that Spandex has, though. A Beast Bounce Destroy deck. Goes crazy. We should win the left lane. I didn't do the math, but double power Onslaught Citadel is big. We do win the left. The Mirage is going to help us win the right. We grab 4 cubes very early on. I have to say, very unique build, especially for being round number 5. That Shuri line can kind of go crazy. I'm sure they have a Yondu as well. We just haven't seen the Yondu up to this point. Our Cosmo could come in really handy for us in a lot of ways in this matchup. Okay, Stark Tower. Oh, Icebox ends up hitting our Cosmo. We have a last turn Killmonger, which is potentially really big. Destroying their hopes and dreams, hopefully. Eesh, our hand is not great here. We either have to skip, throw an early Killmonger, which I don't like. Well, I don't want to do. We're gonna skip here. It's unfortunate. Our line is really bad. Carnage. We have Shadow King to help offset a Venom, to help offset a Carnage. We have to look out for maybe even a Moon Girl. They may have went like that far into this rabbit hole that they have Moon Girl as well. Nick Fury will stop us from drawing, and I would like Shadow King if at all possible. So Cosmo, but again, that's not great for us. Let's do just Zabu. And we're looking for the Shadow King carry. We do have Shang-Chi, so we want to look out for wasting a Cosmo. Playing it into a lane could cause us to inadvertently make that a location that's easy for them to win. Beast bouncing the Wolverine and the Carnage back in, so they'll be able to use both of those here. Craziness. I'm so excited by this deck. This deck is so crazy. So crazy that it might be good. I don't know. Devil Dino here is decent. We could also do Devil Dino somewhere else. Devil Dino over here. Devil Dino here. Oh, we don't have our Shadow King yet. I was just assuming we would draw into our Shadow King, and we don't have it yet. Let's do this line and see what they play. I think they stack their destroy cards here. And so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards destroyed, right? I think it's at least 5. Ooh, they are capped out in the left lane. So 5 cards destroyed. Their death is 3. Wow. That's a lot of power. Ooh, look at the Shadow King coming in on the top deck. So, I think we stick this one out. Spandex, you could win if you have a really heads-up death play right here. But our Killmonger is going to give us so much... Oh, wait. They have Beast here as well. So it's going to be 8 and 6. Oh, okay. 14. 8, 9, 10. This doesn't do it. Oh, okay. We need to rethink our life decisions. So, Shang-Chi, Shadow King. Shang-Chi guards the right lane from a death. Shadow King wins this lane by himself. I think we still stick it out, but we had to pivot, not being able to take out this left lane. Soloing the right lane is beautiful. The Deadpool, the Venom is going to come down, and that is going to be a 3-power lane in the Icebox location. That is tough. That is really tough. It came down to a really gut read, and I'm glad we stayed. I'm glad we figured it out. I'm glad we waited a second before quickly locking in to really think through that play line in the left lane. All right, Spandex 9000. Your time has come. Do we push them all in? We have the Mirage, we have Zabu, Angela. Let's go ahead and do it. We're gonna go ahead and snap, push them all in. I think we're decently favored in the vault. I don't think they have anything crazy like an Arnold Zola. I don't think that is the line that this deck goes with. I could see a Chavez for a consistency driver, and then I don't know what else. Maybe Yondu, and we just haven't seen it yet. I think there's a couple of valid plays that I think would be decent here. I think we go double Mirage. Or do we wait? Wait until they buff up their cards a little bit? Nah, let's go now. Maybe we get a double Demon. Double Demon would be crazy. You know, sometimes it just works out. Sometimes things fall in your favor. Now, we have to be careful about the Demon, about our 1-cost drops, because Killmonger. We have a Killmonger, so do they, so it's a very likely drop that they do at some point. So let's do the Angela, the Quinjet, and they could use that to their advantage and drop the demons in the vault knowing that we're going to curb against a potential Killmonger, we could do the same thing. If we get Killmonger, then maybe we drop that instead. I don't know. I don't know, but I do know we need to draw. So we're going to do the Angela, the Quinjet, and then we'll just bump up that left lane. So on the last turn, maybe a Coulson and a demon. Maybe we waste one of the demons just in case. We'll see. We'll see how it pans out. Ooh, they do drop both of their demons already. That was I have to say that was ill-advised, my friend. They could have Beast to bounce these back in. Maybe this was just like a false sense of security. We're going to slow play them here. We have the Killmonger. We're going to do one demon just in case we have the lead in the vault anyways. I think they Beast... Oh, or Venom. Okay. So the Venom, that's what, Shang-Chi worthy? No, not Shang-Chi worthy yet. Close, though. I don't think they're going to have an Arnim Zola, so they may have given up on the vault. If they do a Killmonger, then... Oh, wait. It's... You can play there until turn 6. Oh, no. I thought last turn was the last turn we could play there. That is rough. That is a mistake that shall haunt me forever. Probably not forever, but it'll haunt me for a little while. Let's go Cosmo into the hub. Ooh, they didn't play for the vault. Interesting. Okay. Nimrod. Oh. They can get a singular destroy, but that's not enough. 6 power over here. 6 power total over here. We're going to have 8 even after the Killmonger play. Or we could just let the 1 costs be. Just leave them be. Could always do Collector, Coulson, Demon. That doesn't win here, though. So if they just go big in the right lane, I don't know. There's a couple of ways they could do this. If they do 1 destruction trigger, I think we have them. I don't know. It's going to be close either way. The Arnim Zola is crazy. I didn't think they'd have that built into their deck. That is such a high curve. Oh my goodness. They absolutely surprised us with the win. I'm glad that wasn't an earlier game. The Arnim Zola. Cosmo here would have just destroyed them. But instead they destroyed us. Well played. Well played, Spandex. That Arnim Zola line is craziness. All right, the Mindscape location is not great for us. Sinister London is kind of cool, though. Let's do a singular Mirage. Neither of us have lane change cards, so we can't take away Mindscape. I want to be mindful of how many cards I generate, because Mindscape is going to take our cards on turn number 6. So the singular Mirage can give us... Wow, that is a juiced up. That is a juiced up Killmonger. Okay. So we hide the guy here. Next turn we hide this guy here. And we hide Devil Dino. Or we don't hide, we just outright play Devil Dino. Yeah. I think that's a decent line. Whoa. Just Beast? You didn't have... Oh, I guess that's right. They they have their heavy-handed curve. So my surprise with the Arnim Zola is that puts their curve really, really heavy. And they're really reliant on like these couple of low-cost drops to enable anything down here. And so it gets really iffy really fast. They're not going to be able to do Nimrod. They're not going to be able... They could do Shuri Nimrod, but then they wouldn't be able to destroy it unless they top deck a destroy. So let's hide this guy. We could try to do a Cosmo to stop a Shuri. I don't think we're going to be able to. X-23 and Killmonger. Oh my gosh, they have so much energy. Sinister London just went absolutely big for them here. Woof. Jesus, that is 4 extra energy, so they have, what, 9 on turn... 9 energy on turn number 6? The only little bit of benefit is that this lane is... this lane is relatively full. How many cards are we going to get back in return? Like 4? We might be able to play them down where Devil Dino is not within Shang-Chi range. And then afterwards gets bumped up into higher power. Woof, man. That is that is a scary thought. They could do they could do Shuri and Nimrod in the same turn. So big. Oh. Major woof. The Shadow King is massive, but we can't, we're going to trade cards. Goodness, this just popped off for them every single way. We also have our Shang-Chi already in hand. Oh, I don't even want to play this one the rest of the way out. Like, I know there's nothing additional at risk here, but oh, it's rough. They have the lead, so we would need to do, as much as I hate it, we would need to do something like this. I don't think is the way that we win, because they are always going to go Shang-Chi here, right? This brings us down to 9-7. This will bring us back up to 9 after everything is said and done. Oh, wait a minute. Wait. It's still not good and likely doesn't win. The double hood kind of goes crazy with our Killmonger hidden in Dark Dimension, giving us 4, 5, 6 cards instead of the 2 that we have right now. There's some potential reach if they misplay this round. The Shang-Chi, beautiful, anticipated. The Cosmo, okay, it goes in the left lane, not anticipated, but also maybe not terrible either. No, there's no way we win this one, right? There's no way we still come back. I don't think. With the Cosmo, Agent Coulson is big, but it's not big enough with our demons not generating enough power. That was all we could do there. We had to dodge the Shang-Chi. All right, Spandex, we're getting tired of you sticking around. I mean, you know, every once in a while you need Spandex to really help support you in your time of need. But right now, we don't want you here. You are a bane to our existence. Okay, Eternity range. We can go Mirage. We do have the Shadow King, so that's good at offsetting any big buff cards that they get. Let's go Mirage. We are going to be fighting for Eternity range. They go with the Carnage right away, so they do get a little bit of that ramp early. And getting X23 early is such a big push in the right direction for their deck that it's really crazy that they didn't do something to try and get it a little bit earlier. Superflow is fantastic for us here. We draw the Beast again. Beast we get one more time. We could do Nick Fury here. We can do Beast here to pull back into the Mirage like we did the first time. That allows us to draw on the next turn. Next turn, maybe we do Mirage plus something else. I don't think we really want to Beast bounce any additional cards because we don't have a low enough curve. They do get Killmonger. Hopefully X23 still goes into the Superflow. Ah, no, it goes over into the left lane. Unfortunate. So they will get another extra energy here. So they have 2 extra energy going into this turn, which is going to be big. Mirage, don't fail us now. We know that they have the Beast to bounce these cards back in if they want to. Let's go Devil Dino. They don't have a Shang-Chi. They don't have Enchantress. They don't have any ways to directly deal with the Devil Dino. And so I think our main focus is get that guy on the board, and then we can figure out ways to win from there. And so we'll do Devil Dino now. And then we'll go from there. The Nimrod is scary, but we have both Shang-Chi and Shadow King, and we'll have 7 energy on turn number 6. So we get some. Ooh, the Zabu is nice as well. Let's go Zabu. We could do Zabu and Nicholas Fury. But I think we do Zabu, Mirage, Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde doesn't really give us much big benefit here, right? I still think we do it. Our Nick Fury is going to be 3. We'll be able to do like the 1, 2, 3, or I guess Shang-Chi. We'll be able to do the 1, 2, 3 combo on the last turn. Seems like a win to me. Hopefully it's a win. We'll see. We'll see where it goes. Mirage will give us a resource. They're Wolverine. Okay. They bounce a lot of these cards back in, but going into the last turn, our lowest cost card was not below 2, so death could still be. Ooh, and by Beast bouncing those cards back in, they do dodge initiative. And so therefore our Shang-Chi is not going to be efficient here. We know they at least have Carnage. My goodness, they may come back and beat us with this craziness of a deck. I don't know if this is perfect, but I'm going to stack into 2 lanes instead of trying to spread out. Because with Nimrod, they will be able to spread wide. Our only hope is to just overcome 2 of those lanes and hope that they misplay the others. So Killmonger is going to clear out the Deadpool and the Rock. I think this is Carnage. So we wanted to alleviate some of that power in that lane where possible. Now, if they hit Carnage again, maybe it comes back and it's fine. I don't know. Carnage goes to 6 instead of it could have been an extra 4 that it had here. And so, ooh, death is scary, and it does it by 1. No! In true TLSG fashion, an early big cube game, and then just a slog for the rest of my life. The rest of my life. We have old Nicholas Fury, we have Zabu, we have Shadow King, so we'll see. We'll see what we can make happen. Aunt May's goes crazy for their Deadpool. It's decent for, I guess, our Kitty Pryde having that flexible power. Let's go ahead and do Zabu into the unknown location. We might do Coulson next turn or Nick Fury. Instead of leaning into like the Quinjet line for the Nick Fury is mainly in this one to help Collector, to help our Devil Dino, rather than actually leverage and utilize his resources. So they have Wolverine that they go into New York with. The Vault with their Arnold Zola is scary. Let's go Agent Coulson over there. If we overcommit to New York, it's fine. Okay, so Wolverine and X-23, they do get 1 extra energy here. Having X-23 early is so big for what they're wanting to do, and they do end up getting it. Professor X is a sight to behold. That is such a beautiful card. Such a beauty. Such a beautiful card. So either Enchantress or Nick Fury here. Depending on where this jumps to, I think we have some significant advantages. Our disadvantage would be that we don't draw into any cards, but Nick Fury has us for turn number 6. I also like the Enchantress line, though. Yeah. Let's go with this for now. I think whatever they play here bounces out. Ooh, Nimrod. Whew. That is a scary Nimrod. Oof. Nick Fury bounces into the right lane, so that's a solid location for us. They have initiative here. Them having initiative here is very scary. Although, Shadow King Shang-Chi goes really, really big on the last turn. Even if they destroy once, that's only going to be 9, 10, 11. We outpower the 11 in the right lane. So they do go with an early destroy. New York will allow us to move our cards. They won't be able to move these cards over here, so they won't be able to stack them how they want to. Agent Coulson coming in huge with the Professor X line. Can we win from here? I think yes. I don't think there's any way that they can dodge the Venom being massive here. Because Shang-Chi and then Enchantress, or Shang-Chi and then Shadow King. Shang-Chi will take out the Nimrod. If they destroy here, it'll push it back over here. Now, if they move the Wolverine and Deadpool, maybe this is the line. This would take out this one. This would take out Nimrod. Wolverine here, be decent, but this is only 6 power. If 2 extra power in the Enchantress is enough to do it, I'll be sad. The Arnold Zola goes super crazy. It's going to destroy middle location, and the Nimrod comes over to the left. We are going to destroy the Nimrod. Depending on that Wolverine, though, the 6 power Wolverine is going to be enough, though. No, it's not. We're going to reset it back to 2. I almost started panicking with that Wolverine play, but Shadow King is going to come in. He's going to bring him back down to 2. We are going to win off of the Agent Coulson giving us Professor X when we needed him the most. That is going to be an infinite border avatar with this season has been so sweaty, you guys. And just like that, we claim another infinite avatar border, and that is going to be the new Devil Dino one. These runs are stressful, you guys. And that's where we're going to go ahead and end the video. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. If you enjoyed it, make sure to give a like and a comment down below. As always, this has been TLSG. Later, guys.